Good morning, children. Today I am going to start a new lesson that is from your history. First chapter name Tracing Changes Through a Thousand Years. Tracing Changes Through a Thousand Years. It is a medieval history. So, history we can divide into three, that is modern, medieval, and old. And old history we studied in 6th standard about the Paleolithic age and Mesolithic and Neolithic ages. We studied detailedly in 6th standard. So in 7th standard we are studying about medieval history around the 1000 years ago, what the changes has happened. Okay, that is medieval history. We are going to start this first chapter history. Okay, in this uh, before that, when we are studying history, you have to use textbook very detailedly. The textbook is very important. Without a textbook, we can't study history. So you have to read all these things clearly and understand it. And this chapter is starting with comparing the two maps. Okay, map 1 and map 2 is given in your textbook, page number 1 and 2. So the starting from comparison. So the first map, it is before that you have to study who is cartographer. What do you mean by cartographer? Cartographer means a person who makes map. Okay, cartographer means a person who makes map. That person is known as cartographer. Okay. Then around 1154 1154 years ago, the cartographer Al Idrisi made out this map first. And in this map, if you just look at it, you will wonder because it is very difficult to understand, and the direction is wrongly given because which is in southern part places, all these are given in the north means up of the subcontinent, top of the subcontinent. You look here, Sri Lanka and all these islands are top of the subcontinent. Okay, so it is the wrongly given, the direction is wrongly given, and the language also in Arab, and it was very difficult to it is very difficult to understand also. And the coastal areas and islands is given top of the subcontinent. And the second map, it is 1720 years ago, and French cartographer made out, and this map is almost good, and we can understand very nicely, and the direction is correctly given, and the islands and ocean side is given down, southern part also, and the Sri Lanka and all these islands are given in southern part, and the detailedly given the information about the coastal areas and all kinds of islands and how much areas are all these given detailedly. So that is about these two maps. So when the years changing, what is happening? The well advanced technology, the map also advanced, and it is giving correct information. So we are using map for trading and finding out of the places and the situations, and easily we can understand the direction and the places. The travelers and traders, they are using these maps because they can easily find out the places. So that is why the in that period map is used like that purpose. Now the various purposes are there. So that is about these two maps. Okay. So this map was used by European sailors and merchants on their voyages. So that is about maps. Then we are coming about new and old terminologies. New and old terminologies. The times, how it is used. In the context in which information is produced changes with time. Historical records exist in variety of languages which have changed considerably over the years. So, if you take a language, when the years is going on, the language, the meaning and words are changing. Okay, that means in the textbook is given medieval Persians, for example, it is different from modern Persian. If you take a Malayalam, the modern and medieval Malayalam is different. The modern medieval Malayalam is very difficult to understand, old Malayalam, and it is related to Manipravalam, and when the Eഴുത്തച്ഛൻസ് and these Malayalam writers used very old Malayalam in medieval period, that is very difficult to understand, and modern Malayalam is very easy to understand, and the words is used in Malayalam is very easy to understand. Like that, we can take a one word. The term Hindustan, maybe you studied in 6th standard also, the term Hindustan and India. We studied in 6th standard, India means who are living the west of the, east of the Indus River. They were known as Hindustan or Indias. Okay, the term Hindustan, for example, today we are understand it is a India in modern nation states. So India is a modern nation. Today we can understand like that. When the term Hindustan was used in 13th century by Minhaji Siraj, a chronicler who wrote in Persian, he meant the areas of Punjab, Haryana, and the lands between Ganga and Yamuna. So the Hindustan at that period in 13th century, it was used where the places where the Punjab, Haryana, and that areas were the areas nearby the Ganga and between the Ganga and Yamuna. And 14th century also Amir Khusro also used like this. And the 16th century Babur is a great king coming from the Persia that we will study detailedly about. Okay, and Babur used the entire subcontinent. Okay, Babur used to describe the subcontinent fully. So how it is changing? The term Hindustan at first who are living in the Punjab, Haryana, and nearby the Ganga and Yamuna. But later the 16th century, what is happened? The time changed, and the entire the subcontinent Babur is used. That is north to south. Is used Hindustan. The word Hindustan. And in the 13th century, the southern part is not considered as a Indian subcontinent, but in 16th century it is also the similar. The 14th so while the idea of a geographical and a cultural entity like in India did exist, the term Hindustan did not carry the political and national meaning which is associated with today. So it is now it is using term India means or term Hindustan means Indian government, the country of India, the state of India is known as. Okay, so that is about. And about if you take a words in all the time, if you take a foreigner means now it is used for example a simple term like foreigner, it is used today means someone who is not an Indian, that is known as foreigner. Okay, who is not an Indian, someone who is not an Indian. But in older period, the medieval period, a foreigner was a stranger who appeared say in given village, someone who was not a part of their culture or society. That person is known as foreigner. Okay, in medieval period, foreigner was any stranger who appeared say in given village, someone who was not a part of the society or a culture. That person is known as. That means a city dweller can be a foreigner in the medieval period, or a forest dweller is was a foreigner in the medieval period. Now who is not an Indian, okay, outside, who are living in foreign countries, that is known as foreigner. But in the medieval period, who are a city dweller and a forest dweller was considered as a foreigner. So like that, today we studied about the map, how it is changes. Here's the map first and map 2, the direction and the languages we understood clearly. And next one, the term Hindustan is used 13th and 14th and 16th century. It is differently used. In 16th century, all of the subcontinent the Babur is used as Babur was used the Hindustan term Hindustan for a subcontinent, Indian subcontinent fully. And we studied about Hindustan. No, sorry, foreigner. Now it is used who are not outside the country, who are in outside countries. They were known as uh, foreigner. But in medieval period, we are they are used. The foreigner was used who are stranger, who are a city dweller or a forest dweller or outside village is known as a foreigner. So this much today you can study and you can read the textbook. I will give some notebook works. Okay, thank you.